Yes, sir. Now, Mr. Chodia sir's background is coming correct properly.
I guided him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Good
I
evening,
made you
madam.
co-host,
Good
sir.
evening.
Yes, sir. I made you co-host to you, and also,
Oh,
yeah.
ask our HCC people also to join wherever
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. They are joining, sir. Already joined. There is some coverage issue. They are soon. Yeah, they joined.
Good evening, Anushri Sharma. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Very good evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are ready for the event.
Yes.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening, Miss Anushri. I'm Chitra, Secretary, Hindustan Chamber.
Good evening, ma'am.
Right.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. கேக்குறது தெரியா இருக்கா சரியா இருக்கா?
Correct, yeah.
Yes, sir. Correct ஆ sir உங்களுடைய logo.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you. எங்க பார்க்கும்போது ரிவர்ஸ்ல தெரிஞ்சது அதான் டவுட் ஆயிருக்கு.
வீட்ல இருந்தது அப்புறம் then he said it will be all right when.
Thank you. சரி இருக்கேன். Whenever you're convenient, you let me know. Another 3 minutes, 3 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, President will give a hint to start.
Thank you. Thank you. Headphone பார்க்குறேன் ஒர்க் ஆகல. பின்னாடி பேக்ரவுண்ட் கரெக்டா இருக்குல்ல எங்க போனாலும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை.
ஆமா.
நல்லா பேசாம உள்ளூர் நீங்க பொறுத்துக்கோ நான் உள்ள ரூம் ஒரு மீட்டிங் இன்னொரு மீட்டிங் இருக்கு. இன்னொரு மீட்டிங் உள்ள போயிருக்கேன்.
Another few minutes we will start. Huh? Still 2-3 minutes to go.
Yes, sir. Go to the next slide.
Sir.
Good evening, sir. Past President, sir. Sabir bhai, good evening. Suresh.
I think he is on mute.
Good evening, Sabir bhai. Suresh. Unmute, sir. Unmute, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
President sir,
good evening.
I stream program is in live streaming on Facebook, sir.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yes.
showing, right?
Good.
Yeah, fine, sir.
Today
Good.
made that provision also.
Very good, very good. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, one and all. I invite you all to the webinar organized by Hindustan Chamber of Commerce on a very important topic, debt recoveries and business information reports, organized by our chamber. I now invite CAK Suresh, President, Hindustan Chamber of Commerce, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Chitra. Good evening to all. Today's speaker, Anushri Sharma, Manager Business Development, MNS Group. My colleague, Mr. Vijay Chodia, Vice President, Hindustan Chamber of Commerce. Mr. R. Swaminathan, Chairman, Banking Finance Committee, Hindustan Chamber of Commerce. Past presidents, members, who all assembled today for this webinar, Debt Recoveries and Business Information Reports. I extend my warm welcome. All of you know that Hindustan Chamber of Commerce is regularly conducting programs on various topics which are important to the business community, so that they can have various tools to manage their business, which is very important. In this series, continuity only, we have arranged this particular webinar, which should be definitely, there will be a lot of takeaways from today's webinar. I would like to say a few things about Hindustan Chamber of Commerce also. It is one of the oldest chambers of commerce in India. And recently we celebrated our Platinum Jubilee in the presence of Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, the Vice President of India. And we are having around 1,000 members cutting across various business segments, and almost around 15 committees we are having, covering various topics of interest to the business community. We are also acting as an intermediary, or rather a liaison for between the business community and the government, as far as some grievances are concerned, some issues are concerned. And so that, the government also will be making use of us for promoting business development in state as well as in center also. So far, we have given many representations on GST and other things, and we have our representation being heard positively by the government, and the response is also very good, and thereby the business community is benefited to a great extent. Today's topic, of course, debt recoveries and business information report is very much important for every business entity. If I say I have earned a profit of 10 lakhs, I have earned 10 lakhs unless my recovery of debt is there. If there is a failure on the recovery of debt, I can't say that I have shown a net profit of 10 lakhs, because always net profit is purely enjoyed or earned only when the debts are zero. Otherwise, whatever you are saying, claiming is illusionary and it's not correct also. Particularly in the case of businesses where the margins are low, the recovery of debt is very, very important. Even non-collection of one debt will collapse the entire business, and as well as it will bring down the income to a great extent, because even one debt will be equal to 1 year's recovery also, 1 year's recovery also. So that's why the debt recovery becomes very, very important. Next is business information reports. All information reports which are critical for every company should be made available at critical time or important time, so that a timely decision can be taken by the management and as well as for the benefit of the employees. In the absence of information reports, the company may not be knowing is it on the right track or on the wrong track. They may assume that they are in the right track, but they may be going in the wrong track only. So in order to ensure a proper study, or rather going through the steadiness of the business, it is necessary to have important reports, business information reports, by clicking of the button. With that, the management has, rather, that will become a weapon in the hands of the management to ensure that business is being conducted in a very judicial way, as well as to ensure that all stakeholders will have a trust in running that business. So with this background, I really waiting for the speakers, today's speaker, Ms. Anushri Sharma, to give us a overall picture of debt recovery as well as business information report. And now I'm passing on back to Chitra for proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Mr. R. Swaminathan, Chairman, Banking and Finance Committee, Hindustan Chamber of Commerce, to address the audience on the theme of the program and to introduce today's speaker.
Thank you, President, and thank you, Secretary, for the nice introduction. I'm really happy and privileged to introduce Ms. Anushri Sharma, working under the capacity of a manager of business development. She is associated with the M&S Group, which is one of the leading B2B credit management company in India. They're expertised in providing commercial debt collection and business credit information services at a global level. What's more important is in today's world is, as auditors we used to say, the company is highly profitable, but the liquidity is a crisis, which indirectly means you have a large debtors, but you are not able to collect it. So there is a lot of disputes. And that's where exactly these type of specialized agencies come into our portfolio. The second most important is the credit information. What is required is not necessarily for the granting loan to the any public or any business needs. It is also important that a large company dealing with a group of suppliers or a group of their customers, they require to assess their capacity to pay for the services or the products what they receive from the company. So in that situation, as well as India, a lot of exports have started booming, and now the more important is an international debt collection. We have a lot of government, other couple of agencies, but still these type of M&S people are very credit worthy in nature, and they are able to emphatically resolve the dispute resolution mechanism, as well as an expertise and amicable solution that saves time and cost for any businessman. As a business organization, you can't be running behind every customer to pay for it. This is exactly, it helps in business advisory services, and they also help in legal and paralegal services. In today's parlance, you have to get an accurate report about your business partners wherever they are located, and also an information which is at a nominal cost with minimal turnaround time. You have to have a comprehensive report. And most important, such reports have to be ethically, professionally, and accurately prepared. This is where the business support services come into it. And this is a sort of de-risking or minimizing the risk appetite of the companies. This is what exactly the specialized agencies are reporting. So I look forward the speaker to Anu Sharma to give us an overall view of how they expertise in this field, as well as internationally, how they are able to manage the debt collection for Indian exporters as well. With this, I hand over the mic back to Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Ms. Anushree Sharma, Manager Business Development, MNS Group, to address the gathering.
Well, thank you so much, Chitra ma'am. Thank you so much, CA K. Suresh and Mr. R. Swaminathan, for your kind introduction. In this August gathering, I, Anushree Sharma from MNS Credit Management Group, welcome you all to this session on debt recovery and business information service. In this presentation, I will be covering reasons to hire a collection agency, MNS at a glance, credit management solutions by MNS, that is your debt recovery and business information services, issues affecting debt collection, as well as industry associations. So going forward, now how a debt collection agency comes into a picture. So have you ever wondered, so much of time, money, energy, and hard work is invested in any new business, whether done in India or overseas. And after delivering your product or services, at the back of the mind, it is always there, when will you get back your money, or whether your money got stuck or not. And once the money gets stuck, usually people have this thinking in their mind, either to give the threatening calls or just going for the legal option. Now here comes the role of debt collection agency, right? So rather the need of getting back the rightful money in the most professional manner is actually what the role played by debt collection agency. So today I'm here to present about the same and the role of business information reports. So here are a few reasons, which are the most vital reasons, I would say, to hire a collection agency. If we talk about the international recovery, the points like local presence, geographical barrier, local laws, and such barriers stuck in Netherlands, then the time zone, the local laws of that particular country, the time difference and the language, these are something very important points, which the accurate role is to be played by the local debt collection agency present over there. Similarly, when we talk about domestic recovery, right, the points like, for example, time and money, which is something very important for any organization. So once you hand over your role of managing debt and recovery to a collection agency, so the directors, the key account people of that organization is able to focus more on their core business, rather just following up, getting back the money, then you are having stress, then you are just discussing when the money will get back. So once this role is played properly by the collection agency, you are able to focus more on your business. Then talking about the organization like MNS, we have expert advice, because every day we are handling some or the other cases from different industry. Our credit analysts, they are the experts. They have very rich experience of handling different debts of different industries. So with that, it gives a very good advice at time to time, which is given, which is helpful for your organization. Talking about the outstanding management, when you handle this responsibility of managing debts and recovery through a collection agency, a proper file handling officer is accountable for your case, okay, who gives you regular follow-ups, regular updates on monthly or fortnightly basis. Now I'll give you a quick glimpse about our organization, that is MNS at a glance. So MNS, we are serving our clients for more than 2.5 decades. Okay, established in '96. So we are in this industry for more than 2.5 decades. At MNS, we are a group of attorneys, chartered accountants, management graduates, finance professionals, lawyers, and many experienced credit analysts. So professionalism is something very important for us. And this reflections we always see in our day-to-day work, as well as when we handle our clients. So we always make sure that, professionalism is maintained at par. So we are a dedicated, ethical, and professional organization when it comes to credit management company. We even have multilingual collection specialists, and the advantage we speak to the client in the local language. Okay? So we are in panel with various nationalized banks, transnational banks, finance institutes, international law firms, multinational companies, and conglomerates. As member of World Leading Association, we have our presence for more than 170 plus countries. Yes, talking about the presence, we are headquartered in New Delhi, and operations is being handled in the major 9 cities of the country. like Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Ludhiana, Kochi, and Tirupur. Then MNS also have their ground staff in some of the countries. So as mentioned, we have our associates for more than 170 plus countries. That is, of course, through our good shareholders, through our good associates world over. Like every product or the service have their USPs, some or the other. Every organization do have their USPs. In the same way, MNS also has something very different that makes us, different from others in terms of services, which we deliver to our clients. So going forward, we have our global collection expertise. Then we work on the modus of operandi of our work is working on the contingency fee basis. That is, no recovery leads to no fees, and that's a win-win situation for our clients. Okay, so we have a very swift claim handling and we focus on amicable solutions. That is, we call as amicable debt collection in better words. Okay, so we give personalized attention. No matter how big or small is the cases, you always take a soft but firm approach without hampering the client's existing business relationship, because we totally understand and believe in this point that goodwill of any organization is something very important. So we always make sure that this is not hampered at all. So collection and payment is done through proper banking channel. So this is something very important which is being taken care. And yes, you can always keep a good track for your payments which is being transferred once the payment is done. As mentioned, we have vast experience with the Indian legal system too. So here are the two major important verticals of our organization. That is credit management services and business information report services. So we are proud to deliver credit management services, and we are proud to be recognized as one of the most professional and sincere organization in our vertical in the industry. So going forward, we provide business information reports, authentication and verification check, claim investigation reports, which is basically for the policy holders, and due diligence reports as well, which is also known as comprehensive reports. So basically, there are two collection methodology, if I would say. One is the amicable collection and the other is legal option. Talking about the debt collection or the amicable technique, we always make an investigation on the defaulting customer. The credit check is done, the litigation status is searched, and such process taken care by our collection experts. Amicable technique is basically to see to a solution, which is, out of court settlement is being done, and it is considered as one of the crucial tools. Few some key important procedures which is followed for any amicable recovery. That is, we try to bring the parties together to the negotiation table. We try to resolve the issue. What exactly is the reason for the non-payment? What exactly is the, we identify the reasons, we clarify the doubts, and then developing options for the settlements. So once the payment plan is received, it is being sent to the clients for their approval. Once they approve it, then it is again, we try to convince the clients to follow that payment plan which is being advised, and then the payment is settled to the particular account. So yes, this is the graphical presentation for the amicable collection process. And yes, there are few clients, there are few debtors who are really adamant and who never approves for such payment plans. So going to the court is always the last resort for us. And yes, that is how the file closes. So MNS is in association with TCM Group, Global Debt Collection Group, and Mr. Sean Duncan, he is the CEO of TCM Group, who is headquartered in Iceland, based in UK. So through this big umbrella, we are capable of, and we have expanded its network world over in the economic region of the world. So here are the few options for legal options for domestic recovery, that is NCLT, arbitration, ordinary recovery suit, summary suit, commercial suit, and criminal complaints. Then we even have international recovery legal options, that is liquidation, insolvency, bankruptcy, which comes under Chapter 7. Then reorganization, administration, rehabilitation, which comes under Chapter 11. International arbitration and civil suits. Now we will talk about the issues that affect debt collection. Okay, so there are, of course, we as a company, as an organization, do face some challenges from the client's point of view as well. So highlighting few, maybe like, delay in receiving cases from the client. Like we always say, the more delay you do for submitting your cases to us, the more stronger the data will become. So we always advise our clients, because, getting into the agreement, into the terms and conditions, all these things take a good couple of months to get settled. And once we start a recovery process, the debtor also becomes stronger day by day. So we always insist our clients to approach debt collection agencies as soon as possible. Coming down, delayed consent from client on available proposal received, of course, this is also one important challenge, and we always advise our clients to approve the payment plan as soon as possible. So no consent on litigation from client, and also at times hiding the information. Like we always say that we are the doctors in debt recovery and debt collection. So it is advisable not to hide any information or documents by the clients. Avoidable interference, of course, is something very important challenge that we face as an issue in debt collection. So here are a few risks, which is, we need to reduce while doing trade. So these are the important points which need to be taken care. That is change in terms, clear payment terms, penalties, delayed in payments, because various businesses often skip realizing that debt collection is a tangled process. So here are these common ways to reduce the risk. Then moving forward, ensure timely delivery. This is something very important. And ensure relationship between the buyer and the consignee. So proper documentation for the future legal group is something very important. It is always advisable to make a strong paperwork before going into any good trade. And yes, this is something very important to opt for the test reports, what we also called as business information reports, which is the another parallel expertise of MNS. So we are one of the veteran credit report provider to various banks, finance institutes, nationalized banks, and transnational banks. Okay, so we are always keep our head high and up, just for the reason that we are proud to offer accurate, reliable, and quality business information report, which actually helps you in facilitating quick decision making. As mentioned, we are a couple of decades old in the organization, in this industry. So with that reason also, we have a very rich database that covers millions of Indian and overseas companies in-house and through our excellent global network associates. And yes, with whom we are associated for more than decades. Then we provide excellent quality of our credit analysts who are being professionally qualified and experienced. Their rich experience is one of the big reason. That is how we frame the beautiful business information reports, which is really helpful for any organization, we would say. We give a very clear picture, information of the subject company, wherever it is located. For example, it is sometimes a client gives good pressure. Okay, we want the report today only. It is something very important. The bank is adding constant pressure, but it is not like just for the sake we go and submit the till the time it is not cross-verified, till the time it is the quality authenticated and verified, and then only it gives you, it gives a proper reliable credit rating, risk assessment, and credit recommendation in every report that helps you in quick decision making. Going forward, these are the points. I would say these are the 6 broad sections which is incorporated in our business information reports, talking about the identification, ownership and management, legal status and history, operations, financial information that covers the various assets and liabilities. Okay, latest balance sheet, profit and loss, who are the promoters, how big is the organization, the credit appraisal and an opinion. It is properly divided in the report. Now, this is something very important, as we all want to understand from where and from how we prepare the report. What is the source? What exactly we incorporate in the business information report? Like apart from the online data which we get in the systems, apart from this is not as simple as it looks like. Apart from this, proper investigation is done in the report. There are different sources, different tools with the help of which we are able to frame a complete business information report. So by conducting formal due diligence, I would say the entity concerned, by conducting inspection and various other tedious efforts are be done, then only a business information report is prepared. We even covered various financial and non-financial parameters in our reports. So as you all can see, the first 4 ones are the financial parameters and the remaining 6 are the non-financial parameters, like profitability, financial status, particularly various ratios, assets, their nature and class, liabilities, their nature and class is being well defined in the reports. Then everybody wants to understand how big is the organization, how many employees work there, okay? How good is the organization while paying to their vendors, while paying to the employees? Okay, is there any litigation going on? Is there any legal case history? So how is the industry scenario? Like every industry, some or the other time goes into recession. So how is the industry scenario? Like the market reputation, their goodwill, were they ever in the news or not? So how big is the company? Who all are the promoters, the sister concern, the investors? Okay, so a proper, well-defined information is prepared in that particular report. Then financial ratios are used for the assessments of growth. These are also the subpoints of our reports. These are properly defined and described in the reports, like profitability ratios, net profit ratio, stability, earnings related ratio, leverage, coverage, long-term solvency, short-term solvency, and turnover ratios. Going forward, as things are turning digitalized, with each passing day, even the reports are not sitting back. Okay, so you are now able to fetch the reports online as well. And so as MNS is also stepping forward for this process, so our clients can always collect the information, such online reports through our database. Okay, and this online web access as well as the REST APIs with JSON responses enables the customers to import their data in their own reporting system. Going forward, like you all want to buy a product, okay, you always see for the barcode, you always see whether it is properly stamped or not when you sign a document or something like that. Similarly, everybody wants to first understand how strong is the particular organization in terms of how good they are associated world over. So yes, MNS is equally proud for this reason, and we are associated with the leading industry association. Like we have already talked about TCM Group, Global Debt Collection, then we are associated with FCI, FENCA, IACC, ICTF, BIIA, Australia, various chambers of commerce of the country, and not even country, overseas as well. With MNS, we are proud to inform you that, we are serving, as mentioned a couple of times, that we are in this industry for more than 2 decades. And so is the experience is also turning multifolds. Okay, you talk about any industry, and yes, we are part of it. You talk about exporters, importers, communication, inspection, online service industry. So we have very good experience through our associates and through our efficient team in MNS. We are capable of handling debt collection as well as providing global business information reports world over. As you can see, under the list, it says many more. So it's taking multiple. So here are the credentials, here are the coordinates. Anyone will be happy to answer to your queries. And in case you find any such requirement, our team will get back to you ASAP. Now, we even have our experts from collection and the business information report division. So we'll be happy to answer your queries in case you have. Over to you, Chitra ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Anushri. That was a very crisp presentation. We will now have a question answer session.
What will be the ticket size, the minimum ticket size you are having in mind for debt recovery? Is there any minimum quantum or something is there to approach you? Because your slogan is no collection, no fee. We are really happy about it. So that I'm not going to incur anything. But on the other hand, what will be the minimum quantum that has to be, in your mind for approaching you?
So no as such quantum is there. No as such quantum is defined.
What, madam?
No as such quantum is defined for the ticket size.
Oh, okay. So any amount we can come to you. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I have a small note. This is Swaminathan. Sharma, this is one is the percentage of what will be the success rate, supposing if you are successful, what will be the percentage of fee you'll be charging generally on a thumb rule basis, number one. Number two, particularly in shipping sector, the logistics cycle is very less. Supposing I issue a bill of lading, which is on not on prepaid, but on to pay basis. Will you be able to assess the report and immediately give before the goods reaches the destination so that I'll be able to stop the delivery of the cargo?
Sir, first, I would like to address for your first question that you have asked for the success fee ratio, right? Success fee. So for domestic as well as for international collections, the fee ranges. Okay, it depends. For international, I would say it ranges from 25 to 30%, and for domestic, the fee ranges between 15 to 20%, depending on the ticket size, depending on how old is the debt. The age of the debt, of course, it matters. So can you hear me?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so for your next question, we have with me Ms. Manjusha Telang. She is AGM for Collections Department for Overseas Debt Collection.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry, Evan, there was some network issue in my system, so I'm just sharing Anushri's screen. Sir, actually, in between your voice was breaking, so we could not understand your second question. So I would really request if you can repeat your second question, sir.
In a specific industry like shipping and logistics,
Yeah.
I issue the bill of lading being an exporter from India.
Again,
And it has got a very short cycle, time cycle. Am I visible? Okay, there's a very, say about 10, 15 days or 20 days. Within that time, will you be able to, rather manage this? Supposing you tell me an intelligence report saying that the consignee is not going to pay you once it reaches the shores and is going to just take away with the money. Will you be able to do it within the short span of time?
honestly speaking, sir, I mean, we have different tax for different region. Like if you're talking about the domestic report, we'll be able to give you the reports within a 2 to 3 days time max. If you're talking about other international reports, of course, I mean, in this particular scenario, you'll be more keen to take out the reports on the overseas buyer. So it might take from 3 working days to up till it will go to 7 working days also. So honestly speaking, it is always advisable to get the credit reports when you are entering into the business with a debtor, because once you will ship the goods, I mean, you'll not have any control over it. I mean, even if you'll your goods reach the destination, buyer might flinch back and they'll not even accept the goods, and then the control goes to them, and then they will impose some of their some of their requests on you, and you'll have to oblige them, because you will not have any other option. So it is always advisable to get the reports even before entering into the business with any particular company. So talking about the time period of delivering the report, we'll be able to give you the reports from 3 to 7 working days, depending on the region. For which region are we ordering the report?
What are your commercials for doing this collections?
Talking about collections, sir, if we talk about the domestic collection, our contingency fee ranges between 15 to 20%, and if we are talking about international debt collection, then complexity of the matter, sir.
Okay. Any other questions, please? Members are welcome, please.
My name is Shiva here from Midas Safety. Do you deal with, you give credit reports on proprietary firms, mostly, proprietor-owned small businesses, dealers, and how is your success with debt recovery from fully proprietorship companies in India?
Talking about the report, I'm sorry, the voice was breaking in between, so we could not listen to your entire question. So
generally, there are most of the businesses in India, mid and small sizes, are owned by individuals or partners, right? How successful you have been in assessing the credit worthiness of those customers? And number two is if there is a recovery from those type of customers, how successful you have been? I'm particularly referring to India business.
Talking about the reports on the proprietor and partnership companies, yes, we can definitely provide the information on that, and we capture information. Okay, so I think Ajit, would you like to answer this? So we have expert from the reporting division also. I think he would like to answer this question, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. Hi, good evening.
Hi.
If we consider for the non-registered entities, especially in India, yes, we have limited access to obtain their information. But yes, we some of the cases we obtained their audited financial from the subject company, and we authenticate those information from the GST portal, from their other relevant sources, and we contacted with the subject company to obtain their necessary information from the company, and accordingly we compile those data and prepare the report actually.
Sir, can you report? Sorry, sir.
Sorry, just to continue.
Sir, please go.
Yes.
My first part of the question was how successful you have been with debt recovery from the proprietorship firms in your history so far.
So talking about the success the debt recovery cases, I would say it depends on the industry and case-to-case basis as well. Okay, depending on for which industry we are talking about. If we say the insurance companies are there, then I would say range is still 95% as well. And you know what happens with multinational companies as well, just for an experience and idea, I would say that most of the times people, try their best of the hands on the case. They try all possible efforts, and when if nothing is possible, then the case has been assigned to debt collecting. So this is also one reason we always ask our clients to approach the debt collection agency as soon as possible. So then the chances for recovery is very much possible.
Mr. Shukma, sir, your question is over.
No, Mr. Shabir wants to ask a question. Mr. Shabir, please. Unmute, sir. Unmute.
My question is, I have given some money to a person who runs a company. It's a private limited company. And this man has not been, just dodging me for such a long time. But I have got the necessary proof and all with me. So will your company be able to help me, or is it possible or not possible?
Sir, are we talking about domestic recovery or overseas recovery,
Yeah,
sir?
Domestic. It's a Chennai-based company.
So you have given the amount is stuck in a company, right?
Yes.
Not with an individual person.
But the company is run by a managing director who's an individual.
Oh, that must be a proprietorship company. So definitely, sir, we would like to review the documents, and after reviewing the documents, we'll definitely confirm you back about the feasibility, whether we'll be able to, help you out in that case or not. So maybe,
Okay,
you can forward us the details and...
So where do I take all these papers and come to your Chennai office?
Our representative in Chennai can visit your office, or you can send the documents through to us via mail also, sir.
Okay, if you can just give the name of your representative to Madam Chitra, I'll take it from her and be in touch with that gentleman.
For sure, so we'll be very happy to help you out, sir.
Something. Yeah, because
definitely
I have tried my best, but I've not been successful in getting the money back.
Understand, sir. Definitely, we understand. So we'll share our contact details with Chitra ma'am, and then you can contact us from there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Any further questions?
Because many business houses are having similar problems of non-collection of debt from certain people due to various difficulties. Even though documentation is there, everything is there, we are not able to collect it. I think today's presentation has opened up minds of people who attended today. That is there is a possibility. And of course, as I said earlier, since you said no collection, no fee, which is very attractive to approach you. Otherwise, normally there will be some entry fee, this, that, then finally, if it doesn't materialize, I am finally forced to incur some money, then there's no return on it. So luckily, I think you have made the slogan as no fee, no collection, no fee. So I think business community can make use of your expertise and see that collections are made and liquidated so that the industry will be benefited, or their company will be benefited. That's what my simple observation of today's. Similarly, information reports also, plenty of reports are available for facilitating certain follow-up and other things. I think that also the industry can make use of it.
So that's why we say, so like we are a one-stop shop for all your requirements, like from supplying business information reports when you are on the discussion stage itself. We provide business information report. There you gauge whether the buyer is genuine or not. I mean, how risky your business with, and what should be the payment terms you fix with the buyers. And then unfortunately, if your money gets stuck, then again we are there to help you out in that case. That too on no recovery, no fee basis. And post-pandemic, this trend is really going high. So, definitely, but we are there to help the businessman there, and we'll be very happy to, address any type of queries like this.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Manju. It was a very wonderful session. I now invite Mr. Vijay P. Chodia, Vice President, Hindustan Chamber of Commerce, to propose vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I have great pleasure in proposing a formal vote of thanks. I thank Ms. Tanushree Sharma, Manager, Business Development, and Manjusha Tailong from MNS Credit Management Group for addressing our members on a very important and useful topic. It was a very educative session. And thank the MNS Group for their support for also releasing an advertisement in our monthly journal. I thank President K. Suresh for organizing this interesting webinar for the benefit of our members. I thank the participants for joining this webinar and hope they found the seminar useful. I thank the secretarial staff of Hindustan Chamber, led by our secretary, Ms. Chitra, for their support. Finally, I appeal to all the participants to visit our website www.hindustanchamber.in for forthcoming events and activities of our chamber. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You may contact our office if you would like to become a member of the chamber. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Please leave your contact numbers to Secretariat. And all members, we are having our Members' Day on 30th. I think it is scheduled on 30th. A detailed note will come to you. Please join us with your spouse. Don't miss the opportunity of relaxing yourself on Members' Day, please.
Inshallah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, MNS Group.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chitra. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you.
Thank you, Chitra.
Thank you, sir.